everybody. I'm here today with my friends Sumayya and Tatil, and we're cooking. And today's recipe is going to be Sumayya's fantastic hummus recipe. So she says hers is the best, and we're going to put that to the test today.
Okay, so my method of making hummus is like trial and error. So I've really just kind of add things in and see where it is. But now I've got it down. So that's how I learned how to make hummus. I know the ingredients. With traditional hummus, it's just tahini, lemon, olive oil, salt. That's it. And chickpeas. But
Do you usually add any heat or just keep
Spices?
it citrusy? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like I kind of go the traditional route of just sticking with the basics, and I think because there's so many different ways, like I've heard people using chili in it to make like that style, or to do a different type of bean, like white beans instead of chickpeas. You've probably heard some of that too. But there's Did I say garlic too? Yeah, garlic also. But traditional is going to be chickpeas, lemon, olive oil, tahini, garlic, and salt. And I use a spice called sumac, which is it's a I guess Mediterranean spice, but it's like a red lemony spice is what it is. But you can get it from like Arab stores or Mediterranean stores. But I use paprika also if I don't have that. All right. So the first thing, is to drain the. I probably should have left that.
Do you want a strainer?
Top. No, sorry. I just drain the chickpeas. I don't rinse them or anything, because one of the first recipes that I used, actually, you can use the reserve liquid from the can if you've got like good chickpeas, but you can use the reserve liquid to help make it smoother if you need more liquid in it. So I'm just gonna do it.
And your kids like this?
They love it. They love it. And everybody, even my husband who's really picky, is like, look, I'm telling the world. He's really picky. He's picky about his hummus. He's like, I've in the past bought like the store bought kind and dressed it up with like sprinkles and stuff.
Yeah, he knew.
He knew it right away.
What is this?
Exactly. So, but he's like, I told him last time I made it, which was just about a week ago. I was like, you know what? My hummus is like my favorite hummus. And he said, I have to admit, it's like the best hummus.
You need a spoon?
Yes. This type of tahini separates.
Oh, do you have a different kind that you use?
I've used a lot. Well, whatever I can find. Like usually I buy from like Jerusalem Bakery or someplace. Like I'll get tahini, because if you buy it from like the farmer's market, it's always like really expensive. But if you buy it from like a Arabic store, am I saying that right?
Yeah, I guess wherever. So Jerusalem Bakery, a kosher
right.
or an Arab type market.
Yeah, and it's just a lot cheaper. It's like $2.99 or $3.99 for one of these than like $7.99 from the farmer's market. But this kind separates. I was using this last time, and it's the same stuff.
So how much do you think that is?
Yeah,
about a quarter of a
how
cup?
much is that? Probably, let's see. It's good.
Measure.
Slow me down, because I definitely don't.
Oh no, that's
don't
not
measure usually.
That's
No,
not.
I'll put a lot more. But so we'll just kind of like start doing this by. And since I can't mix it up smoothly, what I'm gonna do is try to get some of that oil in it too, because we're gonna blend it.
Back in.
Exactly.
Is it make a difference? Because that was in the refrigerator. So
was it?
Would it make a difference to let it come to room temperature and then?
No, because mine was in my cabinet. You don't have to refrigerate tahini.
No, I have it, so I just put it in.
Because you think with like natural peanut butters, you have to refrigerate it, but not with tahini.
Okay. Would you like some help?
Hold that.
Thank you. So everything goes in and blends together, or do you blend in phases?
No, everything blends together.
Okay. And so I see lemon on the table. Maybe we can give Teal a job.
Yes, you can start. So with lemons, like the last time I made hummus, actually on Monday, I did 2 cans of chickpeas and I used about 4 lemons. So there's like when you have traditional hummus, like people have like it can taste totally different based on just the proportions of tahini versus lemon versus garlic. You know, so some people don't like to put a lot of garlic because you're putting raw garlic in it.
Okay.
I usually put like for this size, I'll do 2 cloves of garlic but pretty big size. I mean, big cloves.
Big.
So, mm-hmm.
So 2 to 3 if it's medium size, depending upon you.
Right, like those are perfect. Like 2 of those, that's perfect. Yeah, that's gonna make it real garlicky because I mean that's a lot of garlic, you know, for raw.
Yes, it is.
So I like it to be
I bet
like,
you could use roasted garlic.
You can.
Oh.
Totally.
I know.
Totally.
Ooh, yeah, we should have done that.
Yeah. I'm gonna put a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Actually, I'm gonna put a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. We'll start off with that. And then I just taste it. So once I blend it the first time, I take a taste and I add what I feel like needs to be added.
Is there a minimum amount proportion?
Of what?
Let's
put
one clove for now.
Is that?
And it doesn't need to be chopped.
You want 2? Let's do 2.
You can I like too much
yes,
garlic.
Well, because garlic is just, it's really good for you. I mean, when I did a cooking class with senior citizens, you know, I was telling them that this is like, we did it in the winter time because we didn't have fresh things from the garden at the time. So I was telling them that the lemon and the garlic, I mean, all these are good for boosting the immune system. And then the tahini and the chickpeas are really high in protein, like healthy protein and low fat. So there's no fats there. So we did it to kind of like, you know, as a good winter kind of immune system.
So we got 2 cans of chickpeas, about, what was that, a teaspoon of salt?
I did 1/2 teaspoon. For now, I'll probably need more.
And
I'm always low salt.
it looks like almost about 1/2 cup, not quite, almost 1/2 cup of tahini is 1/2 cup. Yep.
Okay, 1/2 cup of tahini. So let's try the olive oil. I think usually we're gonna use the 1/4 cup. So some people don't blend in the olive oil with it; they just use it at the end. But I blend it in because I prefer not to use the canned water reserve or to add any type of water to it. I'd rather all the liquid come from olive oil and lemon juice.
What's in there?
Yep. That was a 1/4 cup.
Yes.
I think we may do. That was 1/4 plus 1/8.
Yes.
How many did you do? 4 lemons. Awesome.
Okay, you did that very quickly.
Yeah, you
An
did.
expert.
Oh, I love that too.
It smells good. You can already go like.
And then I just see in my blender, I can kind of eyeball like the liquid.
So would you recommend a blender versus?
No, it burns the motor of my blenders. Okay. Blenders don't like to do this because I make everything in my blender, like pesto and everything. But I think food processor is definitely better the way to go. Let's
Paprika first or paprika last?
Oh, we go ahead. I do it at the end too because you can also dress it up. You know, like you can dress it up with some pine nuts on top, some paprika, olive oil. You could do chickpeas. Some people put whole chickpeas on the top also just to kind of have a show of what is actually in. Somebody did at Emory. They did this. You have like a speaker, you know, for like in this food. They have this food kind of sustainable food program where they have different speakers come in and talk about different topics. And so Emory Catering will make things. And so they try to make this local hummus with peanuts. And it did not come out so
It's
good.
peanut butter.
It's peanut butter.
Oh, yeah, no.
Exactly.
that.
It's very peanuts with tahini is just like,
Oh my. You got to tell me you put a quarter teaspoon of the paprika.
oh yeah. I did do it when
You did it, but you didn't say what
Oh.
that size was.
I put a quarter of a teaspoon of paprika. Normally I would put sumac, like I said, but and the sumac just gives it like if you smell sumac, it's like this. It's like extra lemon power is what it's like. It's really really good stuff, but it's not going to change the flavor too much because we put a lot of lemon in it, so it's not like that makes it so. All right, ready? I don't know which level. So you can kind of tell, I mean, you know, it's your preference, like how liquidy or chunky you want it to be. For me, I'm gonna add more liquid to it to make it smoother. And again, like a lot of this is just like eyeball and experience with having made it before. But I am gonna add more paprika because I can't really see it in there, so I'm gonna put more in there. And I'm also gonna take this opportunity to taste it and see.
So
Where we
another
are.
quarter teaspoon of, so it would be half a teaspoon total or just a pinch? Okay.
Right. Yeah.
If I can get the lid off.
Need more lemon.
More lemon? More paprika?
Yep. So we did 4.
How is it with garlic?
There's another piece floating around in there, so it's good. You want garlic's good. Let's do 2 more.
Those lemons are fairly small.
Yeah,
So
I had some
4
big ones last
large
time.
lemons or 6
That's right.
Small lemons.
Yep, because the ones that I used last time were like, and also like I think it depends with lemons. It's like you never quite know exactly what you're
The
getting.
intensity of
Right,
the
like
citrus
sometimes they're
kind of flavor.
super juicy, and sometimes they're like there's nothing in there. You know, like they're kind of old or something.
I'm gonna go ahead and see.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just glad I can see where this was crunchy.
That is good.
It's good.
That
But
is
it's
really
tahini,
good.
like it's not lemony enough for me.
Yes,
right now.
I do agree. So
Like the tahini level is good. Right? So we said 2 cans of chickpeas,
half a cup
half
of
a cup of
tahini,
tahini, and probably salt
half a
just for little bit
teaspoon,
more salt.
yeah, maybe a little bit
Yeah.
more salt.
So I'm gonna do another quarter.
So half a teaspoon of paprika, half a teaspoon of salt.
3/4.
3/4. Oh,
3/4
you've already
teaspoon
done.
of salt. Yep.
Okay.
2 garlic cloves.
And we'll put the actual finished recipe on the bottom of the video in the comments so that you guys can make this yourselves at home. Yes, my mother told me not to talk with food in my mouth. But
Let's
you're
just
gonna
make it. Let's
actually
round
add,
it up. Let's
Yeah, I was
round
just
it up.
gonna-
Let's do it.
because
I can put more.
who's
Other
gonna
bits.
have a 3/8 cup measuring cup?
Yeah, let's not do 3. Let's do half. Which is fine. What's funny is that I actually had to, because I had to print up the recipe when I did a class with the seniors. I had to print it up ahead of time, so I was like, I think it's about this much, and I just wrote, I wrote it out, and then I actually
Followed that.
followed it. Yeah,
You're pretty good.
and it was right. And so this is actually right. So it's kind of cool to be like, I'm doing it again and measuring my stuff to see like where it's at, and it's like right where I thought it was. So.
It's nice to have recipes where you're able to eyeball it and just know. My
Yeah.
mom makes her pie crusts like that. It's by sight.
I don't
and
know how.
can't-
I don't know.
I haven't
That's-
quite gotten it, but practice makes perfect.
That's right. And I think with like baking, like there's so many people who do that with baking, and that's like
Baking is more of a science to me, whereas
Me
cooking
too.
is a little bit more liberal
Yeah.
or forgiving, I guess.
yeah. Well, and what's
Perhaps.
funny to me is I'm really a recipe follower, to be quite honest. Like I have a hard time making things from scratch and experimenting too much, so I like to follow recipes. So, but what's interesting is when I do things not by recipe, they're always like the best. They're so good.
Yeah,
But I wish I was
your-
just more
trust your
confident.
gut.
Yeah, exactly. So
That's really good.
So we'll go ahead and blend that up. Yes. And then we get to
And then
taste
we'll be
it.
good. This should be it. Oh, my God.
Good right here.
Oh, see, that's
that
the type
looks
of
wonderful.
consistency that I like to see. That kind of tells me.
Let's go ahead and try and show everybody what that. Oh, it's nice
Yeah.
and creamy. So it holds a little bit. Can you
Yep.
see that on the camera? But then nice and creamy. Okay. The moment
And
of
then you
truth.
could, like, usually what I do is I spread it out on a plate and then just pour some olive oil, maybe.
So a plate, not a bowl. Presentation.
For presentation, yeah. If you're trying, like, you kind of put like a layer there and just swirl it around and then swirl olive oil in it. And swirl.
Well, let's get it plated up. And
Oh, you want to do
Go
that?
ahead, me.
You want to do it nice? Yeah. Okay. Let's.
It looks really good. So we can go ahead and try it now. Oh yeah, that's good. That's really good.
I told you it was famous.
Wonderful. Thanks everybody for checking us out. We invite you to come back. If you'd like to see more videos like this, we'll have some more on our page, The Cultured Kitchen. And we will definitely be sure to put the recipe in the comments below, in the section below. So be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.